Okay, you guys, this is part 10. I married a white guy. Now 3 racist judges are trying to annihilate me. I'm still homeless in the hotel. It is December, it's 2021. It's January the 4th, 2021. And this has been going on since, I believe, January 2019. I believe. You guys remember I have post-concussion syndrome, so I forget. But okay, so this is part 10. And as usual, guys, as soon as I start doing this, my heart starts racing. I start gasping for air. And I want you to know that I am very cognizant of what's happening to me. And I know it could be trying, tedious to watch and listen to me. So I'm going to try a lot harder, okay? Oftentimes I wing it because I don't want to write down and think about it. I just want to say it as I go. And I know that sometimes I lose cohesion and it takes me longer. Again, this is part 10 of I Married a White Guy and 3 racist judges are trying to annihilate me. I'm in a hotel because 4 rogue sheriffs from the city of Industry broke in my house on September the 23rd, 2020 at 8:30 p.m. at night and illegal to threaten to arrest me if I didn't leave. So I'm in a hotel and I've been homeless. I'm not going to keep going back. I'm just trying to catch people up to speed who might be watching this for the first time. So again, 3 racist judges heinously maligned me, and they continue to. It's Judge Sarah Heidel. Judge Sarah Heidel is a racist judge who sits on the bench in the Pomona court. Also, which reminds me, if you have this video, if you see this video, please share this video with at least 4 or 5 people. Please, I am begging you. White people, black people, Latino people. I'm actually going to invite Latinos to be involved in this because part of my evidence and is that the court system has a history of favoring white males over minority women because it's also happening to Latino women. Okay, and I'm not going to go too deep in that, but that's part of my evidence. Okay, so Judge Sarah Heidel, again, is a racist judge who has been sitting on the bench for less than 3 years in Pomona Court. She's a family court judge. Racist, vile, privileged, despicable white woman who has sincerely demonstrated abuse of judicial judicial discretion. This is a severe case of abuse of judicial discretion by Judge Sarah Heidel. Next judge is Judge Lawrence Riff. This man, all of them were despicable and they all did horrible things to me. And this is Judge Lawrence Riff. He is the assistant head judge of the family court of Los Angeles. He retaliated against me severely. Then they passed me to this guy. This one I always have a hard time even saying his name or including him. He harmed me the worst. His name is Judge Bruce Iwasaki. Judge Bruce Iwasaki was previously, he worked for, what's it called? I always say it wrong. I always say UCLA, but it's UCLA. Am I saying it wrong? I always say it wrong. I told you my brain is so bad. What is it called? ACLU. This judge did stuff pro bono, and he was a member of the ACLU, and they gave it to him specifically for that. And as usual, Judge Iwasaki, Bruce Iwasaki, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say what it is. I'm a Cancer, not pick up on emotions and feelings. They gave it to him because because of his background. And Bruce Iwasaki, you had a duty. You had a privilege. You had a duty to correct the wrongs. You could have corrected everything, and I would have let go. Anyway, had you done? Okay, so this is Again, I married a white guy and three racist judges are trying to annihilate me, part 10. And again, if you're watching this for the first time, this is not about me being disgruntled about my white husband and a divorce. This is about judicial misconduct. And the purpose of this video, guys, I made notes this time, so I won't be sitting here rambling like I do. So the purpose of this video is to demonstrate how three racist judges maligned me. Three racist judges maligned me in a divorce because I'm a black person and the opposing party is white. This video is to demonstrate why police are comfortable killing us. They do so because they know when they go before the judge will rule on the case with favor for the non-black litigant. This video series is to demonstrate abuse of judicial discretion. Based on all the facts, I will show that these three judges ruled outside of the California family law. The weighted evidence will show the errors in the ruling was due to retaliation for an attempt to invoke my civil rights, and for stating I am being discriminated against because I am black. So because the reason why I say that, because I've been actively involved on social, Instagram and Twitter and stuff. And because it's a divorce, your first inkling is like, oh, she's mad because they're in a divorce. You guys, if you watch enough of these videos, y'all know I'm over my husband. I've been over that man, like, emotionally, probably 5 or 6 years. Do I love him? I love him. This is my husband. He was my husband for 20 years. He's a human being. And he is a alcoholic. My husband is an alcoholic, and that's another reason why it's important that I do this video, because these three judges were family court judges. Okay? And my husband is an alcoholic. And I'm going to briefly say this to you for some of the ladies. If you watch the New York Housewives and you see those white wealthy women are drunks, they are alcoholics. And you see they still thrive. They still have their life. They don't suffer from their alcoholism because they're white privileged. And my husband, I keep calling him my husband, the guy I was married to, is a very hardworking white man. He's what I deemed as what do I call him? He's my bad brain. I'm going to tell you guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to slip this in here really quickly because I think it's important. Okay, this might be kind of seem like it's out of sequence where I put it, but I want to speak to the fact of me calling him an abusive alcoholic. One of the main reasons what provoked this is I called him an abusive alcoholic. At the spousal support hearing, she ignored me, and that's when she ruled against me in spousal support. Remember, my husband was supposed to pay me between $4,200 and $4,500 in spousal support. This racist bigot didn't order anything. And she did not, because you guys can go and look and see how I tell you about the court date, what happened at court. But when I called him abusive alcoholic is when she got real nasty and indignant and very forceful, okay? And so this is family court, okay? When I said he was an abusive alcoholic, each time I say this to all three judges, they never address it or hear it. As a family court judge, they have a duty, okay, to make sure that I'm safe. This is their job. That's why it's family court, okay? She ignored me. But Judge Sarah Heidel, I want you to know this, okay? The same time you was abusive to the Latino woman where you didn't want her to have a translator, before her, there were a couple. And the girl accused the husband of domestic violence. She rescinded her claims and wanted thrown out. Judge Sarah Heidel, you know what you did for the little Mexican lady? You went back and got a paper for her, and you gave her some type of referral about therapy for the Mexican girl when it's two Mexican people. Okay? But when it was my black ass saying this white man has been abusing me, you didn't do anything. You ignored me. Judge Sarah Heidel ignored me, saying he was an abusive alcoholic. Judge Lawrence Riff ignored me, calling him an abusive alcoholic. Judge Bruce Iwasaki ignored me. Judge Bruce Iwasaki heinously deemed me the abuser. This is how heinous they are. Okay? And so what I'm saying to y'all is that these are family court judges. When I said he was an abusive alcoholic, at minimum, she should have questioned him about it. Like I said, I got all the evidence. I have the court case. I know the court number where it was a domestic violence case, and the lady came and she wanted to throw out the case. The Mexican man was making an excuse for why he was abusing his wife. And you did what you were supposed to do because it was two Mexican people. You went back and you got some kind of paperwork or some kind of documentation, some kind of pamphlet, and you referred them to somewhere to get therapy. But my black ass can be abused, and it's okay. Just want to slip that part in here for you guys, okay? Okay, what I want to say, my husband is a highly functioning alcoholic. And I was raised by an alcoholic. Alcoholism, many of us, probably all of us, have some relative or someone that has dealt with an alcoholic. And I'm a lot more tolerant because he's also a therapist, and I helped him study for his licensing, so I got an understanding of human behavior and diseases and so forth. So I'm very empathetic to him. Okay, so again, this video series is to demonstrate how black people are maligned. And I want to say real quickly, currently, Tamir Rice, we lost that case. And I think, I might not be saying it right, but I think it has something to do with absolute privilege. What I want to explain to you, they will cite these laws, okay? But what the judge has is the discretion to rule on a case based on the facts. We don't know all the specifics about Tamir Rice. What we know is a man shot this 12-year-old child, and he was negligent, okay? And I'm going to speak based on what I believe. These laws, such as absolute privilege, I'm not saying absolute privilege. I forgot what it's called. Absolute privilege is something different. It's what is it called? Something privilege. Because Kimmy, you said it, and I know what it meant. And these laws are made to protect law enforcement from civil or certain suits, to protect them for certain instances that have extenuating circumstances, okay? These laws are not to protect racist white people from shooting black people because they don't care about us, because they don't value our lives, okay? These laws were written specifically to protect law enforcement officers or other officers of the court in the event that something happened and just erroneously, okay? These laws are not to protect these people when your intent or your state of mind is not about valuing black people. Okay, so I get into this really very deeply. I always go here because I have a plan and I have a purpose. I have a long-term goal, okay? And to achieve my long-term goal, I have to set foundation for why I think the laws need to be changed. I have to set down the foundation, create merit for why I think these things need to occur, okay? So, black people, yo, you need to get involved. Check my video, Reignite Sandy Speaks, about Jamar Mackey and Susan Moore. Black people, you need to be accountable, okay? I'm asking you. I don't want to criticize you black people, but We have to be accountable. They do this to us because they can. I'm going to put in the clip right now that is pertinent to my position, pertinent to my reasoning. It's about Anthony Ray, a convicted murderer, or he was convicted of murder wrongly and sentenced to the death sentence. And specific things in this video clip, I would like you, please look at the entire video, okay? If you're a black person and you all about being happy, having fun, enjoying your life, understand I'm not mad at you, okay? But I need you to understand you have a duty.
Anthony Ray Hinton spent 30 years in prison for his wrongful conviction.
One of the most incredible stories I've ever heard.
A case that's garnered national attention.
One of the worst nightmares out there.
He said, I don't care whether you did it or didn't do it, but I'm going to make sure you found guilty of it.
I just somehow wanted to protect my mom. I didn't quite know whether she understood.
He wasn't convicted because he committed a crime. He was convicted because he was poor.
I had never been so convinced of someone's innocence than I had in Mr. Hinton's case.
Very scary to think that a man could be killed if he's actually innocent.
Anthony suffered in isolation and darkness.
I'm so sorry.
How long would it be before they come and get me?
The last time she saw you and said, son, when are you coming home?
Yes.
When are you coming home?
He said, whether you shot him or not, I don't care. You have been found guilty. I sentence you to death.
The entire country was watching.
30 years of pure hell.
An incredible story of faith and resilience. I don't know if I could have done it.
It can't get no lower for me. I've seen hate at its worst.
He was ordered to spend the remainder of his life in prison.
Right next to a convicted KKK member.
There stood two white gentlemen that I never seen before. I said, can I help you? He said, we have a warrant for your arrest. We want you to put your hands behind your back. I showed my mother the handcuff, and like any good mother, she began to scream and holler, what are those handcuffs doing on my baby? This seemed to set the detective off. He turned around, he looked at me, and he said, we have decided that we're going to charge you with 2 counts of first-degree capital murder. I said, but I haven't done any of that. You got the wrong person. He said, let me tell you something right now. I don't care whether you did it or didn't do it. He said, but I'm going to make sure you found guilty of it. And by the way, there's 5 things that are going to convict you. He said, number 1, you black. Number 2, a white man is going to say you shot him. Whether you shot him or not, I don't care. He said, number 3, you're going to have a white prosecutor. Number 4, you're going to have a white judge. And number 5, you're going to have an all-white jury. He said, do you know what that spells? And he looked at me and he said, conviction, 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 conviction. He said, I really believe you didn't do it. He said, but since y'all is always taking up for one another, he said, take this for your homeboy. I goes before a judge. The judge proudly stand up and say, Anthony Ray Hinton, you have been found guilty, and it is the order of this court that I sentence you to death. I really lost sight for a few seconds. I was just totally in shock. I just somehow wanted to protect my mom. I didn't quite know whether she understood. I didn't want the world to believe that my mom had raised a son that was capable of taking another human being's life. And so I asked God to let the truth come out.
The last time she saw you and every time she heard your voices said, son, when are you coming home?
Yes.
When are you coming home?
She would ask me that, and I lied to her every time she asked me. Mm-hmm. Mama, they're working on it. They just gonna take some time. And I was transported to death row. I did not say a word to another human being for 3 years. Going into the 4th year, I woke up approximately at 1 a.m. to the sound of a grown man crying, a man that I had lived by, should never asked him his name or where he was from. But at an early age, my mother taught me compassion. My mother taught me no matter what one does in life, he or she still deserves compassion. And it was that compassion that I hollered through this brick wall. And I said, "Sir, do you need me to call and get the officer back here?" He said, "No."
"My name's Ray," I said. There was silence. There was something in this guy's voice. He sounded alone. "I'm from Praco," I said. "I'm proud to be the son of Bueller Hinton, the best mother God ever sent down to this earth, who can make a pie like an angel and swat you like the devil if you try to eat it before she says so." I heard a few guys laugh, but I didn't know if the guy whose name I was waiting on was one of them. "My mom makes a pretty good pie herself," he finally said. "My name is Henry."
Henry was a Ku Klux Klansman son. His daddy was a Grand Wizard in the Klans organization. Henry's father was upset that a black man had got found not guilty in a murder trial, and he ordered him to go out and kill the first black man that they came across. As I got to know Henry and realized that Henry had been taught to hate all his life.
I had no anger toward Henry. He had been taught to fear blacks. He had been trained to hate.
Henry and I became friends, and
before Henry was moved to the death room to wait for his execution, we talked one last time. "I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sorry for what I done. I know you are. God knows you are. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I have a brother named Ray. He's my brother too." I could hear that Henry was crying, and my heart broke for him. Henry was my friend. It wasn't complicated. I would show him compassion because that's how I was raised. Compassion doesn't know what color you are, and I think Henry felt more love from the black men on death row than he ever did at a KKK meeting or from his own father and mother.
And I was told that Henry said, all of my life, my father, my mother, my community taught me to hate. The very people that they taught me to hate are the very people that taught me how to love. And tonight, as I leave this world, I leave this world knowing what love feels like. And I often say that if we can teach people to hate, we should be able to teach them to love. I really believe Henry left this world a better man than he came in. In 30 years, I witnessed 54 men walk by my cell only to be executed. And I kept saying, how long can I survive this madness? How long will it be before they come and get me? The night I found out that my mom had died, I really didn't give a damn whether I lived. And that night as I tried to sleep, it was as though my mom came in the cell and stayed in my ear all night long. And I could hear her saying, I did not bring you up to be a quitter. And early that morning, I called Mr. Stevenson and I said, Mr. Stevenson, I want you to give the state of Alabama all the hell you can give them.
Stevenson and the Equal Justice Initiative spent 16 years working on Mr. Hinton's case.
Mr. Hinton should have never been convicted. He wasn't convicted because he committed a crime. He was convicted because he was poor and didn't have the resources to prove his innocence.
The United States Supreme Court that finally intervened.
The result was a new trial the break Hinton had been waiting for. The state of Alabama dropped the case after a new look at the evidence could not match the bullets to the gun, and Hinton was released.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
It took Mr. Stevenson 16 long years to finally win my freedom. Would you believe this is the first time I've been in the rain in 30 years? It was wonderful. I mean, I could just
stayed in the rain that whole day if I could have. And everybody kept saying, get out of the rain, you get sick. I said, I haven't had rain on my body for 30 years. My mom, I still love her. And although she's not here, she will always be in here. There's not a day that go by, not a night that I don't take her photo and kiss her and say goodnight, Mom. My mother had worked all her life to have a home built. And when I came home, I wanted to fix this old house up. And it has a connection with me and her. And I did it in her memory. Just because someone do you wrong, it don't make it right that you go do them wrong. I can dwell on the negative and never grow. So I choose to embrace the good.
I don't sense any bitterness. Why is that?
Bitterness kills the soul. I cannot hate. I've seen hate at its worst. What would it profit me to hate? Death Row taught me that either you love or you hate. Death Row taught me you either help or you harm. Death Row taught me no matter where we are, we still can love and we still can help one another. If we can teach people to hate, we should be able to teach them to love.
Okay, guys, I hope you guys watched the entire video. Okay, that video is very pertinent to my situation. I watched it while I was placing it in. I watched some of it, and that is really very hard for me. Okay, because all these cases that are extreme that we see in the news are extreme cases where black people are murdered. Really like extreme cases. And for me, my case is extreme. I am being traumatized, okay? I'm still alive, but I'm being traumatized. And what I'm trying to say to you, this is happening to me because I am black. And y'all keep thinking it's the police. The police are comfortable because they go before the judge. In the video, he tells you all the white people, the judge, the jury, the police officers, was against him. And this is what's most hurtful. They don't have any personal vendetta against this man. They just hate him because he is black. I suspect that my husband knows Judge Sarah Heidel. Every time she looked at me despicably. And I really haven't shared with you who I am outside of this and what I've been doing for the past 10 years of my life. But my purpose was to help women, all women. Okay? She knew that, but she didn't care. She saw a black person and she wanted to harm me. A judge, a family court judge, should not want to harm an individual because they're black. Okay? I made notes because I have a hard time. I made notes as to what I want to say about that video and how it relates to my case. The judge heard the evidence. He knew he was not guilty based on the evidence. They hate us. Their goal is for us to suffer. When the mom questioned why he was putting handcuffs on her son, like he said, this is when he got angry. Okay? And I reference this as what? The ego, nasty, white supremacy. He kept his foot on George Floyd's neck because they were begging him to take his foot off his neck. That man shot Jacob in the back because he ran in his car. When this first happened, you guys, I'm being very honest. When she first started being nasty to me, you can go see the transcript. I was discombobulated. I was out of sorts. He had been going for a year. I had no income. I was suffering from a post-concussion syndrome. I had just got rear-ended like maybe 2 weeks prior. I couldn't hear. My ears were ringing. Okay? I'm looking at this lady and she looking at me nasty and disrespectful. And I'm thinking, why is this lady being nasty to me? What did I do to her? I'm black. In the video, it said he was convicted because he was poor. And you guys, I'm not supposed to be poor. I was married 23 years. At the beginning of my marriage, I had a corporate job. My husband and I lived at upper middle class lifestyle. And if you are not in California, California has a law that says that the wife should live in the same standard that she experienced in the marriage. I'm on food stamps and have been since March of 2019, almost a month after she first ruled against me in spousal support. And this is the most important thing. I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to tell you. Because in the video it says that he is convicted because he was poor. Yeah, they did it because he was black. They do a lot of things to us because they're black. But when you have the resources and the money, sometimes you can have the right representation who can fight for you and litigate in your favor. And I'm homeless in a hotel. And by this time, they may have sold my house from under me. I don't even know. I haven't checked to see what they've done because it's so hard for me to watch and read and see the shit they do to me. But they did this to me because she didn't follow the law. I'm going to talk to you about the law really quickly, right quick, just a moment. Okay, guys, this is important. Okay, in the video that I submitted, I wanted to show you how they malign black people. And what the video concludes is saying that this happened to him because he was poor and he didn't have legal representation. Y'all know I have a GoFundMe because I need funds to defend myself, to pursue civil claim against the Los Angeles, California Family Court. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. This is Family Code 2030 in regards to the judge should have ordered adequate fees for my husband to pay. The order at the end of Large Judge Brian Bruce Iwasaki, he ordered me to pay my husband's attorney fees. I remember they selling my house. They're going to take my money from the house and pay all the stuff they illegally deemed to me. Because they kept doing it because they was trying to make me poor and scare me by taking my money. This is what they did. I'm going to read this to you. This is the law. Family Code 2030. In a proceedings for dissolution of marriage, nullity of marriage or legal separation of the party, and in any proceedings subsequent to entry of a related judgment, the court shall, the word shall means the court must, ensure that each party has access to legal representation, including access early in the proceedings, to preserve each party's right by ordering, if necessary, based on an income and need assessment, one party to pay the other party or to the other party's attorney whatever amount is reasonable necessary for an attorney's fees and for the cost of maintaining or defending the proceeds during the pendency of the proceedings. This is important. Part 2. When a request for attorney fees and costs is made, the court shall make findings on whether an award of attorney fees and costs under this section is appropriate, whether there is a disparity in access to funds to retain counsel, and whether one party is able to pay for legal representation of both parties. If the findings demonstrate disparity in access and ability to pay, the court shall make an order awarding attorney fees and costs. A party who lacks financial ability to hire an attorney may request, as in a pro per litigant, the court order to other party. If the other party has the financial ability to pay a reasonable amount to allow the unrepresented party to retain an attorney in timely manner before proceeding in the matter goes forward. You guys, I'm going to stop here, but I want y'all to say, moving forward, I'm going to tell you what she does. I'm getting anxiety, okay? Because if you're paying attention, if you watch everything, in January, when I first go before the judge, I tell her that I need a lawyer, okay? I tell her I need a lawyer because I don't know what I have rights to. I don't know how to identify his assets. I don't know what I'm allowed to request. I'm not represented. I say this in January. If you go to this transcript, she talked to me crazy. She keeps trying to gaslight me. Remember, I'm suffering from a concussion. So to her, she think I'm a dumb black girl. She see a black person, and she think it's a dumb person. I'm stuttering. I don't understand what she's saying. I'm looking crazy because my brain is slow. For y'all, it's nobody's time. I'm not a dumb black girl. I'm a tired, beat up, traumatized black woman. But I know how to read the law and I understand how to interpret the law. And I know the importance of educating myself about things of this nature if I'm involved. If you go back to the original, I think it's either January the 7th, I think, 2019 is the court date in January. It's on Judge Sarah Heidel is a racist. Go to the transcripts. I say in the previous video where I say to her, I need a lawyer. I don't know what I want. She talks over me and says, you do know what you want. Ma'am, I don't know what I'm allowed to ask for. At the hearing for vocational evaluation, I say to her, I don't have an attorney. She rules on the vocational evaluation. Then she hears my case for attorney fees and does not give me adequate attorney fees. Then she, by her actions, she tries to eat up my attorney fees. I gotta be calm, y'all. Okay? I'm gonna move forward. I gotta stop and think about what has happened as of now. Okay? Please stay with me. Please stay with me, okay? I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, so now I'm going to finish telling you where I left off. So I said all this stuff and everything I'm sharing with you because I'm trying to explain to you the importance of why I am documenting everything. I'm trying to show you how Black people's rights are violated in hopes that whoever watches this video can educate themselves. If they're in a similar situation, they'll know how to possibly prevent it, and also to plead for help from others to help me get justice in this case. So where I left off was October 25th, 2019. As I told you, and you guys, a lot of stuff, I don't know what's happening. And you know what, you guys? I was watching Law and Order. Oh no, you know what I was watching? Was it Ghost, Power Book last night? And the attorneys went into the chambers with the judge because things keep happening in my case and I'm not privy to it. Like, I'll go online and stuff will happen. I'm like, why didn't anybody inform me? So I know this sleazy attorney is having conversations or interacting with the judge. And I think you can do that off the record, but I think I have to have counsel or I have to be present, okay? Because a lot of stuff's happening, and I learned about it after the fact, you guys, okay? So when she sent my case to Judge Lawrence Riff, in my mind, I'm thinking, good, it's not with this racist lady. This is what demonstrates how they work in unison. They work together. To a person who may not understand what I'm saying, they conspire together. That's called collusion. That's called, it's another word for where they work together, okay? And so not everybody may not understand the verbiage or the language, but it is my position that the family court judges worked in what is it called when they work together? You guys know my brain is bad. Okay, so I'm not saying it right or come to me while I'm talking, but they work together to violate my civil rights. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it's in LA. It's a hardship because I don't have any income. LA is like 20, 30 miles from my home. I don't have gas to go there. I can't pay for parking, but I'm trying to swim. I'm doing what I can. Okay, you guys. So she moved it went to LA. And so during this time, I have a motion for attorney fees again. Okay, and just to demonstrate, I'm gonna say it briefly because I think I repeat on a lot of time because I go backwards, and I want to remind you. Initially, she only ordered $5,000. Okay, remember on May 3rd, she ruled against me for spousal support when my attorney wasn't present. She ruled against me when my attorney was trying to move all the court dates because the goal was for my attorney to negotiate with his attorney. See, now that I had a lawyer, his sleazy lawyer couldn't lie and use the law against me because I'm not represented. But if you remember, May 3rd, she ruled against me without me being present. I'm not going to stick on that. Y'all want to go back to that, go back to that, okay? Maybe I'll put on the bottom what part you can find that information, okay? I gotta find it myself. So what ends up happening was $5,000 wasn't enough. This attorney that I had who I thought was working in my favor was trying to do everything, how do I say, cheaply or economically with the own. Bro, a marriage of 23 years with over $1 million in assets, on average, you spend $40,000. My husband should have paid a portion of my spouse or my attorney fees, even if it was $20,000. I initially asked for $20,000, and that wasn't unreasonable. Okay, it's normal and usual in a marriage of 20 years with over $1 million in assets. Had Judge Heidel allowed us to move the court dates, my attorney would have negotiated with her attorney because she wouldn't have tried to he would have knew what I was supposed to have and what was legal. Okay? But they tried to deplete the little $5,000. So I had to go back and ask for more money. Okay? In addition, that attorney saw that she was maligning me. He advised me to file a motion to have her removed. And you remember in previous videos, I told you the first time, I'm going to tell y'all, she keep trying, this happened a lot. She kept evading me filing this motion for, not recusal, motion to disqualify for racial bias and misconduct. I told y'all in the previous video what she did and how the court clerk supervisor, Arturo Quintero, aided her in evading my motion. Okay? So, in my mind, I'm in front of this judge. It's a new judge. And you guys, I'm not tripping. I'm not arguing. I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to be difficult because the law says I've been married to this man who makes over $170,000 for 23 years. He was a primary wage earner. It's nothing to fight about. I don't have to fight with him. Okay? Still to this day, I'm going to tell y'all, and I know I'll be going left because they keep trying to make the black girl the difficult one. He fucks with me. Y'all know I think he killed my dog. Y'all know he had police come to my house at 8:30 at night and threaten to arrest me. Most recently, y'all, I'm going to tell you what he did. Did I discover this crazy man will not leave me alone? I'm on a dating app. Why does man keep making, make profiles to harass me? Oh my God, I'm getting anxiety. One of the people, he super liked me on one of them. And I'm looking at the picture. It's a dude. It's a dude in my backyard. It's a picture from over 15 years ago. I could tell because the backyard looks different. We had done work. One of his black friends did some work in our backyard. It's the dude. The picture is the dude from over 15 years ago. Now I'm looking. He harasses me. This white crazy alcoholic harasses the shit out of me. And I'm only saying that to you because I'm letting y'all know that the law is supposed to protect me from his harassment, from his abuse. I'm a battered woman. But because I'm black, they don't care about me. Okay, so let me go ahead and get up to speed. So I kind of made myself notes so I can try to stay focused and laser and disseminate the information cohesively and expediently. So again, October 25th was a court date where I was not mentally able to really understand and participate in the hearing. What my understanding is Judge Lawrence Riff ordered for me to go, or I don't know if it's called an order, but he gave me a referral to the self-help in Los Angeles. And I need you guys to understand I don't have an income. Stanley Monk is over 25 miles from my home. So I don't have fuel, and parking's like $20. I have nothing. Okay? And again, remember, she ordered spousal support, which she should have ordered $4,000 at least. But she didn't order anything, so I don't have anything. And her doing this is to harm me and to prevent me from adequately presenting my case. So what happens, okay, so let me tell you, this is when shit started getting real funky. They keep on doing shit to me, okay? So, remember I told y'all that he moved the court date to January because we both had pending motions on the calendar, okay? I had a motion for attorney fees because, again, I'm still trying to get attorney fees, okay? Adequate. He filed a motion for a vexatious litigant. And this is how they did me in, y'all. This is how they fucked me over. You see them fucking shoot Jacob in the back? You see them put their foot on Judge Ford's neck? You see them harass Elijah McClain? Wrongly put handcuffs on Jamar Mackey? This is how they use the law against me. I want y'all to Google what a vexatious litigant is. They did this to me. And I know my husband is working, his attorney is working with the judge. The facts are going to show this, okay? This is not, it's not biased. They're working in concert together, okay? So I have a motion for attorney fees. They're supposed to be heard on the same day. Okay, I had already had my motion for attorney fees on the court date, on the calendar. This is what his attorney does, okay, to harass me. Every time I file something, she counters and she files something against me. She files something against me to be heard on the same day as my motion, okay? And she's always able to go and have the motion heard on my calendar day. Y'all remember back to the vocational evaluation? Go back. I'll link both the videos. We had vocational evaluation and we had attorney fees on separate days. The judge moved my court date to her court date. Okay? And this is part of my weighted evidence of its bias against me. Okay? This attorney always counters because she knows that this racist judge is going to rule against me. And what their goal is to charge me sanctions and fees have some motion against me based on the law. She uses the law against me because she's an attorney and I'm not. She files motions that should not be approved or ordered by the judge because there's laws saying no, or they're precursors to these happening. All certain, like what she'll file against me, our situation does not apply to that. Like she filed the motion for as you recall, back in June 21st, she filed the motion to compel. And her motion was premature, okay? And the judge ruled against me. His sleazy lawyer knows, whatever she files against me, matter of fact, I'm going to put this in, I'm gonna add this in this clip. My husband went on his attorney, who I think is his girlfriend, and y'all, she pregnant now. I don't know. He said it was his girlfriend. Allegedly, it's his girlfriend. I don't know. But if you look at all the evidence, she doing a whole lot of illegal stuff to put her license on the line for this man she just represented and they supposedly just met. So I'm going to put this clip in here where on her Yelp, he talks about how great she is, how he won big, how everything he put before the judge, he won. And you did so because it's bias. Okay? So I'm going to put this clip in here and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going back to where I was at. So, okay, you guys, so I put that clip of the Yelp. It's because what I'm trying to tell you. So if you guys see this man, y'all, he's not very, I'm not going to lie to y'all, he's not very bright. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. He's not really very smart. But he's just white and privileged. And that's just it. He works hard though, but he's white and privileged. So I put that clip in here to show you that he brags, that he said everything he put before her, they won. Everything she put before the judge, they won. Is that normal and usual in the court? Is that what happens in divorce? Divorce is give and take. Everything he put before the judge, he won. Because the judge continuously ruled in favor of my white husband because I'm black. She ruled against me when the law said otherwise. Okay, now where I'm at, what brought me here is because I'm showing you the habits of his attorney. Okay? She's not really very a smart attorney. She's not like a good attorney. She's deceptive. And that's not to slight her. Because if she was a good attorney, she just would have abide by the law and played in the rules of what the law says. When she first filed the motion to compel, she knew she was wrong. When she asked to move the court date on my first hearing for spousal support, she knew she couldn't. Okay? Part of my weighted evidence, let me tell y'all something, y'all, okay? These judges, I got them dead to rights. To his attorney, Mommy, you know I got you too, right? You know I got you too. But you know what? You know how I feel about women. And you know I'm very partial to women. And I think there's something wrong with you. I think that you are traumatized yourself and you have your own issues. And you know who I'm talking to, okay? But in terms of these judges, I got them dead to rights, y'all. Everything they do, the evidence is going to show that they discriminated against me because I'm black. And part of my weighted evidence is the behavior of his attorney. She didn't act normal and usual. She didn't act in compliance with what the law says. Okay? And one of her tactics is where she would file something to counter. Because what they're trying to do, as I believe this was the plan from the beginning, is we were supposed to split the cost of the house and split the proceeds. Their goal was to eat up all my money from my proceeds with bullshit bias actions that the judge continuously ruled in her favor. And y'all saw on there, he said everything they put before them, she won big. Okay? Okay, so one of her tactics was to file, if I filed something, she would counter. Okay? So I had a motion for attorney fees. Okay? For the second time. For the first time, remember, she only gave me $5,000, which I thought was going to be adequate. And I had an attorney who was willing to work with it. But then she did different things to try to deplete my money. And the truth of the matter is, with my marriage, the length of time and the assets, it did more and more money. Okay, so I filed another motion for attorney fees. This is what happened. This sleazy attorney filed a vexatious litigant. Okay, I'm gonna put a link to it so you see what it is. This is how they killed me. When they put their knee on George Floyd's neck and lynched him. When they shot Jacob in the back. When they harassed Elijah McClain. We found Sandra Bland hung in her cell. This is where they tried to murder me. This is what they did to hurt me. This is how they violated me and tried to take my rights against me. They filed a vexatious litigant. So, to stop me from being able to file suit. Okay? And I don't want to go too far, but that was the tactic that she used. And because of how everything happened, I am confident that his attorney worked with the judge. And remember, because what I couldn't figure out was a lot of different things keep happening. And they keep happening. And I'm like, how is this attorney able to do this? Okay? Then I saw the clip on Power Book Ghost when the attorneys went back with the judge. And I said, damn, they do have access to the judge. So I believe they planned this. Okay? And so this is what happened. So, okay, so I'm going to stop for a minute so I can get my thoughts and finish telling you guys what happened. Okay, so at this point, it's like October, November, and I have a motion for attorney fees on the calendar. Now, remember, this is what's really confusing. I filed this motion before I knew that the judge had moved my case to L.A., okay? And remember, I think I found out when I looked online for something because I don't be knowing anything, okay? Because I don't have an attorney, okay? So we both had a motion for attorney fees and for a vexatious litigant. I want you guys to research a vexatious litigant, okay? Because this is how they screwed me, this is how they harmed me, this is how I'm still harmed today. Just really quickly, I'm gonna say briefly, right now I have a writ for a motion for a stay with the Superior Court. The justice in Superior Court responded by asking me to respond to the vexatious litigant charge, okay? Okay, I'm showing y'all, I'm smiling, and I know I shouldn't laugh, but I'm smiling because I got them dead to rights on everything they did. I need y'all to get this. It's not about me being married to this white man. I'm over this white dude. I loved him and I was trying to show up for him. My true, honest feeling, God put me in his life to help heal him. He is an alcoholic and he is wounded. I'm a strong black woman. He did a lot of horrible things to me, and I always put that shit behind me, and I kept moving. I kept going, okay? This is about me being a black person, and how dare you, Judge Lawrence Riff, Judge Sarah Heidel, Despicable, Chris Iwasaki, how dare you harm me because I'm black? You privileged. You are a judge. You are a Superior Court judge. You have a standard and a duty, and you violate me because I'm a black woman. This man I married is wealthy. And y'all, let me tell y'all, please don't have any envy or jealousy or feel any kind of way about me if you lived a very modest life. Because stuff is just stuff. He gave me a whole lot of stuff, but he always made me feel small. And when he did something for me, he never made me feel like I deserved it. Okay? And why I'm saying that is because they were wrong. His father died, and his mother is in a assisted living place, and she has Alzheimer's or something. She's suffering. He going to inherit millions of dollars. All what I'm saying to you, she did all this stuff to me because I'm black. He filed an ex parte. He ain't never been in immediate danger. He's a white privileged man. And I'm saying every Christmas they gave us a gift between $25,000 and $50,000. And I told y'all in previous videos, the first time they gave us $50,000, I told you I accidentally threw the check away. But when he first started getting money like this, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I was uncomfortable. And because I wasn't raised like that. I was raised by a single mother. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. So me living privileged and me not having, see, I didn't forgot what it was to feel like I didn't have. I didn't forget what it was to struggle. My mother was a single mother. And she struggled from check to check. Okay? When I got in this life where privileged, where I can go on vacations and I had discretionary money, part of me felt guilty, like, God, why do I have this when so many other people didn't have? One of the things that we fought about is I would give things to people. I would give people. And you know, my friends are seeing this. People in my group, y'all know how I loved y'all. And I shared my home and I shared my things with y'all. I'm not greedy like that. Okay? This man I was married to, he was selfish. Sorry for laughing, y'all. But he was selfish, and I justify a whole lot of shit in my mind. And selfishness, even for his sleazy attorney, nasty sleazy attorney, I justify this behavior, this attitude from suffering. From someone, you are selfish because you didn't feel loved. So I don't never stay angry and mad about the nasty things they did to me. I am documenting this because I don't want this to happen to any other black person. Ultimately, my goal is to have these judges impeached. Okay, my goal is to file a lawsuit against the Los Angeles Family Court System for discrimination and racial bias against women, minority women, when in civil suit with white males. It is my it's my goal to change the law as the nature of black people, for us to find us to be a protective class. Oh, I'm real ambitious. See, I became a housewife and I stopped working because I did it to make this man happy. Early on in our relationship, I did work. I had a corporate job. I slipped and fell and I hurt my back. I suffered from a horrible back injury. When I stayed home, he seemed to be more happy when I cooked for him, when I was there for him. He seemed to feel empowered. I was there with my daughter. So I let him be the wage earner. Okay? And where I'm getting at with this is that Judge Lawrence Riff, Judge Sarah Heidel, Iwasaki, you hurt me without cause. You did all these bad things, and anybody that looks at all these videos and then look at the evidence, it's going to show that you three privileged judges hurt a black woman for no reason. I laugh because it says no reason. You know why I laugh? Because one of the people that Judge Sarah Heidel violated emailed me. He kept saying no reason. I said, baby, you can't keep saying no reason. You gotta explain to me what happened. And he said no reason 3 times. Because they did it for no reason. And you guys, no reason means they did it to us because we're black. No reason synonymous with you're black. Bear in mind my thoughts and me telling the story. I'm keeping this in because I want y'all to know my state of mind. I want y'all to know everything. See, the truth don't change. I ain't lied about a damn thing, and I don't have to. You guys, I'm gonna land the plane. I know you're like, lady, land the plane. I mean, get to it. You guys, it's hard for me to say it, and I think my mind says things to all this stuff because I have to sit here and think about what they did. When I think about it, it hurts. So this is what's important. This is where I'm at. So we both had court dates. We had a vexatious litigant court date, and I had a motion for attorney fees. It was my intention, again, to go file a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. I forgot the motion. I think it's called a motion 170.1. It might be 0.1 or 0.2. It's which one falls under what cause. I filed a second motion. This is how when they filed me a vexatious, the vexatious litigant, I can't even speak to that. It happens further. I'm going to tell you more about that. But I can't speak to the legitimacy of it, because I need counsel to help me with that. But let me explain to you. So what happens is we have court dates. I am going to go and file a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel for a second time. Okay? Remember, the first time I filed the motion, I keep laughing. I'm like, why are you laughing? I'm hurting and it's harmful to me. But you guys, I laugh because I just think, what kind of people do this to a woman for no reason? Like, why y'all do all these people? I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny. All these people work in concert to hurt me. I didn't do anything to anyone. I promise you. You can investigate me. You can ask me any questions. I haven't done anything to anyone. Okay? As I was saying, this is my second time filing the motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. I told you on a previous video how the court supervisor, the court clerk supervisor, Ontario Contreras, helped her evade my motion. I showed you video where he took my paperwork and told me he wanted to ask her first about it, which doesn't make sense, and I don't think that's legal because it's supposed to be checks and balances. He's supposed to work independent of the judge. When I pulled out my phone to videotape him and I said, say it again, he turned to call the security on me, and you see him walk away. Y'all see he has the paperwork, and y'all see I have my paperwork. My paperwork, remember, there's 3 copies. His copy, my copy, and a copy to go to the judge. I'm not going to say all this again, but I told you on a previous video how they evaded the first time I filed the motion to disqualify. When you file the motion, it goes before the same judge, okay? And that's what he's saying to me. He's saying, well, why don't you, well, do you know she's going to hear it? I don't care about her hearing it. If she hears it, if I give her evidence that shows that she's biased, that she showed bias, she needs to rule whichever way she wants to rule. But once she rules, I have something else to do. Something subsequent, depending. Okay, so one thing occurs and then you do the next thing. I'm trying to say, okay? So because it's in Judge Lawrence Riff's court, he's showing some bias, but I'm not sure, okay? So I filed the motion in his court. So what I do is I go online to get the address for Stanley Monk. And the reason why I do that, I'm putting together my paperwork for my motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. Y'all, why I look, I ain't gonna call this lady out her name. They moved my court date. My court date for motion to, my motion for attorney fees, they moved my court date again. My motion was supposed to be the same day the vexatious litigant. I'm confident I can prove that. And if anyone, how I can prove it is that every time my husband's attorney files something, it was a pattern. People do stuff, there's patterns, okay? Again, y'all, I'm doing this because I'm trying to teach Black people how to be a critical thinker, okay? Every time I would file something, I filed for attorney fees, she went and filed the counter of vexatious litigants against me. Okay? Remember the video, the post. The judge always ruled in his favor. Okay? So I go online to get the address because I'm doing the documentation. On the document, you put the address of the court. So I go online to see, get the Stanley Monk court day. I look. Today's the day for my, it says today is the day for my, attorney fees. This witch moved my date. Let me finish telling y'all, okay? I'm getting angry. I called the court. You know what? I'm going to leave that part where it's at because I want to tell y'all everything. So, what I end up doing is I'm getting my paperwork together. And what I need to do is go to LA to file the motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel for misconduct and racial bias. Okay? It's the same day I go downtown. I have to go to LA. Okay? So, remember, this is what you have to do. This is the process. You put together a motion. You file on the FL 300. Okay? You file your motion. You say why you want your motion. You would do a declaration of saying what supporting evidence and why you feel this way. Okay? I took it to LA. I filed it with the court. And I forgot my girl's name. Sister, you watch it. I went to a black girl. She made my court date in January with Judge Lawrence Riff. Court number 2. Then she stamps all 3 copies. Matter of fact, she wrote in the court date. Okay, because this time I didn't use FL 130. I tried to be all fancy and I did it like a lawyer with legal documents from Word. Okay, and so she wrote in the court date like January the 15th or something like that. Okay, and so she stamped all 3 copies. She kept 1, 2, one's for me, and 1 to go and subpoena the judge. Remember? The last time they didn't send my 2 copies, and then she sent me a letter telling them all the reasons why I didn't file it right. They said I didn't subpoena her properly because I didn't have the paperwork because he wouldn't give me he didn't stamp the copy for me, and he didn't give me a court date. So I go to, and you know what? I called the Sheriff Shirley, but her name was Sheila. So let me tell you what happens. So I go to Pomona Court Sheriff to subpoena the judge. Okay? I give it to Shirley. Excuse me, Sheila. You know, I gotta find the paperwork. If I have time to find it, I'll look for it now. If I have time to find it, I'll stick it in here. So I filed the motion to have her disqualified. I took the paperwork to the sheriff. Because I have a waiver for I have a financial waiver because I'm on food stamps. So all my motions are filed under this waiver. You can also have the sheriff subpoena people under the same waiver. So I went to the sheriff. I keep on saying the same shit because this is what they did to me, y'all. Let me tell you what y'all did. I keep repeating it because I don't want to say what they did because it's hard for me to think about them. It's my brain trying to protect me. Okay? So I went to Pomona to file the paperwork. I don't remember, was it the next day? Sheriff Sheila calls me on the phone. And everything I'm saying could be documented because I got the cell phone records. She calls me and tells me that I need to come and get the paperwork. There's something wrong with the paperwork. What she's trying to tell me is that I had to take it to the Stanley Monk to have it served. But she lying to me. Because one of the motions that I filed, the same Sheriff Sheila, Vietnamese girl, Filipino. She's either Filipino or Vietnamese. I can't remember if she's Filipino or Vietnamese. But her name like Sheila, she probably was Filipino. So she tells me to come back and get the paperwork. But see what she doesn't remember? When I filed one of my motions for my husband, his attorney is in Rancho Cucamonga. She told me, oh, next time you need to take the paperwork to Rancho Cucamonga since you're serving it in Rancho Cucamonga. Okay? I hope y'all following along. Okay? I know this is getting kind of convoluted. So I go to try to file a motion. I go to have her, I give the sheriff the documentation to have her subpoena the judge. She calls me on the phone and she gives me some. I'm half asleep, y'all. She wake me up, y'all. I don't sleep, okay? I'll be up all hours of the night. She called me because I remember my phone workers is going to show because she told me I needed to get there before 1 o'clock, okay? Before 12 because she was going to lunch, okay? You guys, I don't sleep. When she called me, I was sleeping. It was morning. It was like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't sleep at night. I fell asleep probably 8, 9 in that morning. I don't sleep. And so why I'm saying this to you, because I remember her waking me up and me panicking. I jumped up. And she's like, you need to come and get here by this time to get the paperwork. Okay? sorry, I'm laughing because I'm so drama, right? So I store clothes and I drive. Remember, Pomona is some ways from my house because he filed in a different district. In a different district, I don't know what it's called, different districts. He should have filed near my home, but he filed far because he knows this racist judge. So I go there, and she got the paperwork. This is what she does. I'm gonna put it in here too. She writes out on the paper motion 170.2, and she writes in 170.6. These people are so trifling. They're so deceptive. They use the same practice. As I say that, my heart races. Let me be calm so I can communicate effectively. Remember, 170.6 is asking the judge to recuse herself. That is a motion for preemptive challenge, meaning for whatever reason, within the first 60 days, this is any court, any judge. So this is me educating you, okay? If you get Judge Sarah Heidel and you are a non-white person, you know to have this woman off your case because she's not going to work in your favor. She's a racist, okay? What you can do is follow 170.6. That's within, I don't know the exact law, but you have to do it within 60 days. I don't know if it's 60 days of the first court date or you have to do it in 60 days of her being assigned. I don't know, okay? So just like Ontario, Kentucky. I'm sorry I'm laughing because y'all, I'm going to get justice. It may take a long time. I'm going to get justice, okay? If I have to spend every dollar I have to work for day and night to hire somebody to file this for me, I'm going to get justice because I got them dead to rights, okay? So she wipes out the 170.2 and puts in 176 and she writes in recusal. And I said, no, Sheila, that's not what I want. I'm gonna get the paperwork because I'm in here, you guys. And I had the paperwork, I got everything organized. If I can find it, it might be in my car, I will put it in here. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, she had the sheriff call my phone, tell me to come back and get the paperwork. She was trying to make me take it downtown. And what did I think? See, for some reason, I kind of was open to go taking it downtown because I was going to file something else. I know what it was. I think I was going to file. You know what it was? Because they messed up my court date for the motion for attorney fees. I think I was going to go ahead and try to file a motion for attorney fees again. Because she was trying to give it to me. She was trying to tell me to take it downtown. See, you guys, as this is happening, I don't know that these people are working in concert with her. I don't know that they're conspiring against me together. What's happening is, and the proof is going to show once I file this lawsuit against this woman, it's going to show that the judge ordered this. Them breaking in my home. See, she recused herself in December, and I still don't know why because I can't get the paperwork because it's a family court case, and because of COVID, I can't get the paperwork, okay? She recused herself. She may have recused herself because I filed a complaint against the sheriff who broke in my house. And possibly when they start asking them questions, they going to probably say, Judge Sarah Heidel told me to do it. Okay, I'm going to finish telling y'all because I want to tell y'all this. I got to keep going. So Sheila tries to get me to take the paperwork back. But what she really wants to do, she wants to change the motion. I said, no, Sheila, it's not a recusal. It's motion to disqualify. So she takes it and she keeps it, okay? Guys, let me stop for a minute. I got to finish. I got to tell y'all, I know this is long. I'm going to try to power through because there's a whole lot more stuff here. This is part 10. I'm going to try to do this and be done by part 12, okay? Just watch the video clip that I just put in here, and now it's coming to me, you guys. You know, because as this stuff goes on, I figure it out. And now I know. Sheila was trying to get me to take back the subpoena because Judge Sarah Heidel didn't want to be served. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain to you why now. Okay? So, I had a motion to disqualify her. And let me explain to you with the law. When you file a preemptive challenge or a motion to disqualify a judge, everything relating to the case stops. They can't hear anything while there's a motion on the calendar for any of these. It's a 170 is the code. It's like 170.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.6. And the one that I filed was it's different reasons, like because the judge might have bias because of this or that. It's different laws. But the one that I filed was for misconduct, for something she did. Okay? And when this motion's on the calendar, legally they're not supposed to do anything. And what happened was they had this vexatious litigant court date. That was the court date to have me deemed vexatious. Vexatious litigant means I can't file a suit without permission from the court. So the same person that finds me vexatious, I can't do nothing unless they say she can. Okay? And my heart is racing. I'm going to say this to you because I'm hoping y'all follow along my whole story. I have been illegally removed from my home. I filed multiple motions for ex parte to get me back in my house. What this racist, nasty woman kept doing, she kept voiding my motion. It's because she said I was a vexatious litigant. We're going to get there because I have video of me putting the proper paperwork in the box. Because it's COVID, I can't go into the court clerk. You have to leave it in the box. Everything that I've done, girl, I'm gonna look. It is January 4th. Today, while I make this video. And I'm still dealing with this. I'm homeless. And I'm still fighting for my rights. Okay? Because of COVID, when I file something, I videotape it. Okay? And I'm just saying now, I'm jumping ahead, but let me tell y'all. So, it's a motion for a vexatious litigant. Remember, my motion for my attorney fees was supposed to be the same day, but the wicked witch moved my date. The reason why she was trying to get Shirley to get me to take the paperwork back. So when I go before her for the vexatious litigant, she could hear the case say she wasn't served. Okay? So what ends up happening, and I'm going to tell y'all again, something else crossed my mind. You know what I want to tell y'all? Because I was thinking about when I was listening to myself review the video about when I told y'all she called me to have me come back and get the paperwork. You guys, I'm really suffering. I'm really silly and I act real funny. You know what? This is how I navigate through, okay? My physical body, my throat is full blocked. My heart is racing. I have panic and I have fear right now, okay? I am pushing through because I have to, because I love Black people, okay? And I'm going to use this to help Black people. And I don't sleep. I think I'm on my third or fourth prescription of Ambien. I don't sleep. When I woke up, I remember I was half asleep and I was on Ambien. When I raced to go and when she told me to come back and get the subpoena, the sheriff Sheila at the Pomona court, I remember, you can't always remember every specific thing, but you remember your feeling. If you don't remember what someone said to you, you remember how they made you feel. The memory remembers. And what I remember throwing on my clothes. And I remember being half asleep, like driving, and I was sleepy because I was on Ambien. I took Ambien to go to sleep. When she called me to tell me to get my paperwork back, I was half sleeping, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you this, the vexatious litigant, this happens repeatedly. My court starts at 8:30 in the morning. I'm never, ever in a proper mindset to go before a judge and try to hear a hearing because, first of all, I have a post-concussion syndrome. I have a hard time with train of thought, okay? The court cases are always early in the morning. I don't sleep. I have insomnia. I have issue with insomnia because of the stress and everything. and as I told you in previous videos, I suffered from insomnia previously, and it's probably because I was in an abusive relationship. He would do shitty things to me, you guys. And so when he's saying do shitty stuff, I didn't sleep. And if you, and I'm saying this, and I don't doubt that a majority of the viewers can understand and relate to what I'm saying, because this is about the human body. Everybody has had issues where they had fear or were scared. Or if you're worried about a test or class or school or buying a home or your job, what I'm demonstrating to you is what's happening to me. I think maybe at least 80%, 90% of the viewers can relate to the physical, emotional experience. Okay? So the court date, I didn't sleep. And you know what it was? I was up putting together my response, okay? Technically, I knew Judge Sarah Heidel was not supposed to hear the vexatious litigants hearing because there was something on the calendar to have her removed. Because I know that they always do stuff that's not legal and not within the law, I prepare. I'm trying to remember, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm really having a hard time. But because I have a concussion and I know that I won't be able to communicate my position about what this opposing is saying, I write it down. And Judge Sarah Heidel, if in the transcripts have been falsified, but in one of the transcripts, she says, are you going to read it? Because she knows I can't remember. So I always read from something that I prepare. Okay? And I read it based on me investigating the law. At this point in time, I had access to Westlaw. I had access to Westlaw. Westlaw is where you read the laws. Okay? I'm not an attorney. And because she kept sabotaging my ability for attorney fees paid by my husband, I had to defend myself. So I would go online, read it, and make my defense on my claim. Okay? So because I remember I didn't sleep that night. I didn't go to sleep at all. And part of it was I probably was working on it. I remember being in a room working on it. Probably it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. And so what ends up happening to my mind, it's going on in my head. I can't lay down. Okay, I can lay down, but I can't sleep. And I'm describing this to you because I want you to understand. And also I do believe that certain people who watch this video can relate to what I'm saying. So I didn't sleep. After I finished, I think I was done by 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I think I was done like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember, but I remember I didn't sleep. Okay? Because the next day, I didn't sleep. I think I didn't go to sleep at all. Yeah, I didn't go. It was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't sleep that night at all. So what ends up happening is I either call or text my son to come and take me to court. So I remember like brain was not working. The brain was like fuzzing out because I didn't sleep. Okay. I had a hat on my head because I was covering my eyes. It was the light was hurting my eyes. I'm telling y'all, I remember. Okay, so let me tell y'all what happened. Okay, I want y'all to tell you this. Okay, so it's December, I think the 18th, 2019. We have a hearing for a vexatious litigant. Again, according to the law, because I have this motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel, I filed it in a St. Louis court, not the Pomona, because Judge Sarah Heidel supposedly moved it to Los Angeles because she felt like it was going to be a long trial. I don't know. They would do all kind of stuff that was deceitful. They would do, and I'm trying to express to you and explain to you how they use the law against us and how they use the law to hurt us. Okay? So my son took me. Because I couldn't drive. I really did not go to sleep. I remember getting ready. And I remember I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep at all. I was like, the brain was not working. And so, I I know she's not supposed to hear it, okay, because it's emotion for her, okay, to disqualify her. She never hears the hearing with people. She always waits to the end. This particular time, she heard the hearing while people were in the court. So we're in the courtroom. I'm like dead to the world, y'all, okay? I get, my mind ain't working. I got my paperwork. My son is with me. I'm just all disheveled. It's our turn. And I tell her, Judge Sarah Heidel, I am not, you know what it was? I called because I was late because my son took me. I called and told her, guys, I hope this part I'm correct about this, because this happened more than one time, and I think this also happened on the 18th, because I want them to know that I'm coming to court, okay? I don't want her to take it off the calendar because she thinks I'm not going to show up, okay? So I think I called and told her I was coming. I may have left a message. What I'm saying to you, I can always verify because my phone workers are going to tell you. I just remember I never had my son take me to court because I don't like my son seeing what this man is doing to me. My son hates my husband. He despises him. He is disgusted by him, okay? So I don't try to let my son hear and be involved. My kids, I keep them separated from this unless I need them to communicate with him for whatever reason. I try my best. Like my daughter, she don't even know all the things he's done to me, okay? Because she really identifies with us as a couple, and I don't want to hurt my kids. So my son came and drove me and sat in court because I couldn't drive. I hadn't slept. I'm laughing to myself because I'm telling y'all, but I went and she made me come get the subpoena, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was on Ambien. I hadn't slept and I had no business driving my ass to go get this thing. I was half asleep. Okay? So on the court day for the vexatious litigant, y'all, and I'm gonna show you, because I'm gonna tell you, I had this hat. I'm gonna laugh, y'all. I was in there like this. I had this hat on, y'all. I was like this. I was like sitting there. I was just like this. And I remember because she told me, she said, Miss, can you take off your hat? And because I'm a black person, she thought I was gonna have a problem with taking my hat off, because I remember her body language. She said, can you take off your hat? And I was like, sure. So, you guys, this part is hard for me to say because I really was, I hadn't slept. So I remember what I can remember. And some of it, piece of it, I might miss. I didn't sleep. I have a concussion because something happened that I didn't notice. And I'm going to tell y'all this, okay? So I tell her, I haven't slept. I can't do this. Remember, every time I tell her, I don't have an attorney, I'm not prepared. Whatever reason I tell her, she always orders against me. Okay? I'm going to reference another case with two white people, a white man and a white woman. And this white man drugged this woman, his wife. Okay? But they did not violate his due process. Okay? Somewhere in this, I'm going to put this case number on here because I want you to compare how they treated this white man compared to how they treated me. Okay? He did all kind. He's actually vexatious litigant. I don't know for sure, but that's what his wife said. When I looked at the history, they've been in court for 5 years. Okay? And what she told me, I don't think she was lying. And I think I serve a good God, and I think this happened, and I met this lady in the court, in the hallway, because this is the God that I serve. Okay? So, let me get to it, y'all, because this is real long. So, she trying to have the hearing. She knows she's not supposed to have the hearing because I have this motion for disqualify her. But it's not in her court because she sent it to Stanley Monk in L.A. I filed it in L.A. So, I'm saying to her, you know what, Judge, we shouldn't have this hearing. See, okay. I'm getting a little confused, and I'm so sorry. Because I'm trying to remember, to be honest with you guys, I was literally half asleep when this happened. I just remember specific occurrences there. She wasn't supposed to hear the case, okay? She kept on trying to press forward, okay? there were people in the courtroom. She normally wouldn't hear the courtroom. Okay. She's nervous because she knows she done me wrong. So her body language and everything she does, she's nervous. And Hill, black man, you know I'm telling the truth. And you know, that's your judge. You know she was nervous with me. You know, every time I come in that room, she get uncomfortable because she knows she done me wrong. Okay? So, she hears the court hearing, and I'm trying to tell her, Judge Sarah Heidel, I am not able to have this hearing because I'm not cognitively able. I know that I called and said I was going to be late because my son had to drive me because I really hadn't slept. Maybe we got there like 10 o'clock, something like that. It was supposed to be like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I think we were there. We may have been like an hour later, something like that, because my son had to drive me. And she's pushing for the hearing. Opposing says whatever they're going to say, right? I'm telling her, I'm trying to communicate to her that I'm not mentally able. My second reasoning was that I had a motion to disqualify her on the calendar at the Stanley Monk Court. See, this is the part that I don't remember. She said something about some paperwork. The bailiff gave me the paperwork. I didn't see him give it to me, so I hadn't slept. She said it. I looked down, the paperwork was there. I didn't even see him come and give it to me, okay? I'm trying to respond. She's pushing for the hearing, okay? So what ends up happening is, I think I started reading from my paper. She says, you're reading too fast. If you go back to Judge Sarah Heidel's erasers.com, read the transcripts. She always discusses how fast or how slow, how fast I'm talking. And you guys, I'm not going to deny. You listen to 10 videos. I talk fast, okay? And I'm nervous, I'm talking even faster, okay? So I'm not going to deny that. I'm trying to talk, and she's being nasty to me. I told her, this is what I said to her. I said, so I start talking slower. She says, let the record show she's speaking in slower. Y'all, I'm going to tell you my mindset, and this is a lot of information because I tell you all this information because the truth don't change, and I want y'all to understand. People who lie don't give all this detail that I'm giving you. I always talk fast. When I was in high school, I talked fast. I've had people repeatedly, I'm a sales rep, tell me to slow down. So with me going slow, in my mind, I try to take my time. How I'm speaking to you right now is me trying to speak slow. Okay? I naturally talk fast. I try to slow down the way that I'm talking to you now. She says, let the record show she's talking. She said something negative about how slow I'm talking. Y'all remember the prefrontal cortex, impulse control? I'm annoyed with this lady by this time. Okay? I say to her, and it's people, the courtroom is full. I say to her, you always have a problem with me. Read the transcripts. I'm talking too fast. I'm talking too slow. I'm saying y'all to read all the other transcripts, how this racist bigot talks to me. I say to her, I'm talking too fast. I'm talking too slow. People in the courtroom, they start to laugh. I tell her, you are racist and you a bully. Oh, Judge Lawrence Riff, he fucks me over because I do this to this lady. I'm going to tell you what she did to me, okay? This is how they retaliate. I'm getting angry and I'm getting ahead of myself. But let me tell y'all, it's December the 18th. It's a vexatious litigant hearing. I'm supposed to have a motion to disqualify, Judge. It's on the calendar for December, I think January the 13th or the 15th. In the Stanley Monk Courthouse. According to this California law, if there's a motion to disqualify, everything in the case stops. Okay? But remember my husband said he win everything? Because they don't follow the rules. I ain't slept. I'm tired. Y'all see my wave of emotion going up and down. Y'all witness. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm a human being. Okay? She's not supposed to have the hearing. And I know she's not. She just trying to have me file me as a vexatious litigant because she's trying to do something to that motion to disqualify her. That's at Judge Lawrence Riff's court. Okay? So she was probably trying to I'm going to tell y'all, she was probably trying to order me as a vexatious litigant on that date so Judge Lawrence Riff could have a reason not to hear the motion to disqualify her. Okay? So, I'm annoyed with her. She is talking crazy to me. She gets annoyed because when I start talking slow, and she accuses, first she said I was talking fast. Then she said I was talking slow. I said I'm always talking fast and I'm talking too slow. I said you are a racist and a bully. I said you white people, pointing to this man I was married to, and I said you white people think you above the law. I said, I'm going to make sure I said it right. Because I said, you white people think you're above the law. She's annoying. She's angry. She brings up the motion. And you know what she gets nervous about? Because I tell her, I said, I had the paperwork with me. She said, it's come to my attention you filed a motion to recusal. I said, no, Judge Sarah Heidel. It's a motion for misconduct and racial bias. Her whole body language changed. Okay? If someone accuses you, a judge, and if someone says this to you, your body's going to react. I said, no, Judge Sarah Heidel. It's a motion to disqualify for racial bias and misconduct. Her whole body language changed. I said, you want me to read it to you? She said, no. I said, well, how did you know? She said, it come to her attention. I said, because she's trying to say she ain't been served. I said, Sheila has a subpoena. She's surprised because I know the deputy's name. She knows the deputy's name because she called the deputy and told the deputy to call me. Calm down. So this is what she does. She says, we're gonna call. She called the when it's a break. What's it called? What is it called, you guys? I want to say before I stop it because because this is what she did something wrong. She what's it called? I'm sorry, y'all. She called for recess. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what she did. She said it was for recess. Okay, my husband laughing. He thinks it's all a joke. He laughing, and so we go out to the hallway. I think my son pulled out the phone. The bailiff comes out to me. Bailiff Hill, tell the truth and shame the devil. Judge Bailiff Hill, I hope you don't be willing to lie for this racist lady. Hill comes out, takes the paperwork out of my hand. Remember she sat on the table, but I didn't even see him sitting on the table. And I think it may have something to do with the motion to disqualify her. He takes it out of my hand and he gives me the other paperwork. My son got his phone. He told my son don't videotape because it's a felony. My son's about to say something to him and I tell my son don't say nothing. Hill's whole body language changed because my son is a black male. He's a grown man and he respects his mother. I said don't say anything. Leave it alone. Because my son was going to respond. He had a phone. My son was going to respond to him. But I told you I don't want my son listening to this shit because I don't want this to hurt my baby. Okay? He's a grown man, but I don't want to hurt my baby. Okay? So he'll say something to him about him pulling his phone out, saying it's a felony. And I said, don't say nothing, baby. Just leave it alone. They trying to goat you. Hill, black bailiff takes the paperwork out my hand. He gives me the paperwork and he says, it's done. It's over. You need to go ahead and leave. Okay? This is important, you guys, because she did not hear the vexatious litigant hearing. I think she was concerned because she knew it was a motion to disqualify her. And I want y'all to know, Judge Sarah Heidel and Bruce Iwasaki, they consult Judge Lawrence Riff. Be calm. I'm getting anxiety. As everything goes on, I put this stuff together in my mind. In other hearings, she would ask for a recess and she would go. She would go call Judge Lawrence Riff. I'm confident of it. If I can investigate the court records, if I can subpoena her phone records or the court phone records, it's going to show that she would call this judge. She either sleeping with Judge Lawrence Riff, they got some kind of family ties, because the reason why I'm saying is Judge Lawrence Riff is putting his, I told y'all on the Robin Room, it's 97 complaints against Judge Lawrence Riff, okay? He's an assistant head judge. He put his whole career on the line for a judge who hasn't been a judge for a full 18, 20 months, okay? And I told you, I think she's a pretty young lady. So to me, she's attractive, okay? And I think Judge Lawrence Riff is a pig. I investigate everything. I read someone said that he was a pig. That one of the litigants on the Robin Room said he was a pig, that he winked at her. So he probably a pig. And then I told y'all, somebody went on the Robin Room and said that Judge Lawrence Riff has ties to Harvey Weinstein. Y'all, if somebody send this to an investigative reporter, because I don't know how to investigate all those people like Wendy Williams, how they be getting all these documents and stuff. I don't know how to get these documents, but I know I'm going to be able to prove this. So you guys, I'm going to wrap this up, but after this, they annihilate me. And I keep saying they annihilate me. I'm homeless. They annihilate me after this. And you know, it's to retaliate for filing this person to disqualify. And why is mad? She mad. I'm going to tell you what they did on the next video. Because I remember, because I was annoyed with her. She was trying to make me have this hearing when legally she was supposed to. I hadn't slept. I knew she was trying to tie my hands. She antagonizing me, saying I'm talking too fast. Granted, I probably was talking fast. Okay? The court reporter didn't tell me to slow down. The court reporter didn't say I don't hear you. She said you're talking too slow. I started talking slow. I said to her, I'm talking too fast. I'm talking too slow. I said, you always got a problem with me. I said, Judge Sarah Heidel, you a racist and you a bully, and you white people think you above the law. The people in the courtroom was a full courtroom. If you was in that courtroom that day, you remember me, please comment. Comment anonymously. Comment. The courtroom was full. They laughed. I was in there half asleep with my half. I was in there half asleep, y'all. And I told you what happened in the hallway. Bailiff Hill told me that it was over. I don't know what he meant. I don't know. Like she just. What I thought is that she realized it was a motion to disqualify her, so she couldn't hear it. Okay. I'm going to tell you what happens later. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, okay? Thank you for listening. Please pay attention. Please follow along. And y'all, please watch Reignite Sandy Speaks, because that's where we're going to monitor these racists, and we're going to put them on the list. Thank you for watching.
Tell your friends to pull up.